Welcome to this week's devotional. Today, Pastor Bartlett continues looking at the issue of pride using the theme,
The manifestations of pride. In our devotional last week, we considered the sin of pride under the heading Pride, the greatest enemy of the believer. We defined pride as an exaggerated sense of one's own importance and a selfish preoccupation with one's own interests. We said that it is an attitude that says, I will promote my interests and protect my rights, even if it means doing so at the expense of others. We noted that every believer struggles with pride because it is an inescapable part of our fallen human nature. Just as there are many forms and innumerable variations of sin, there are many forms and innumerable variations of pride. It is a hideous spiritual cancer that brings about misery, pain, and ultimately destruction. Every Christian should therefore feel compelled to exterminate this evil from their hearts. Our culture is increasingly being permeated and saturated by pride. Almost everything in our culture, entertainment, advertising, the media, academics, business, and even family life caters to pride and incites it. More than ever before, life appears to be about image and personal appearance. This in turn has created an overwhelming pressure on each person to outdo the other. We are encouraged to be smarter, stronger, richer, and more attractive than everybody else. One of the most conspicuous examples of our preoccupation with ourselves is the phenomenon of the selfie. According to Wikipedia, a selfie is a self-portrait digital photograph typically taken with a digital camera or smartphone, which may be held in the hand or supported by a selfie stick. Selfies are often shared on social media via social networking services such as Facebook, Twitter, Snapchat, and Instagram. According to the same source, in September 2017, Instagram boasted 500 million daily active users of its self-promotion, selfie-sharing app and 800 million monthly active users. Snapchat reported 178 million daily active users of its service. Wikipedia also informs that in 2015, it was reported that more people had been killed taking selfies that year than by shark attacks, and that takers of selfie photographs had fallen to their deaths while losing their balance in a precarious position, and others had been wounded or killed while posing with handguns which had accidentally fired. Regrettably, at least in my estimation, Wikipedia reports that a study published by the American Academy of Facial, Plastic, and Reconstructive Surgery, has found that selfies have altered people's perception of their faces to the point where they increased the demand for rhinoplasties or nose jobs. 42% of surgeons surveyed have noticed that patients are seeking surgeries to improve their appearance in photographs, especially selfies taken at close distance. In such an environment that exalts and glorifies self, it does not take long for children to learn that a person's value is more often determined by their appearance rather than by their character. They learn very quickly that winning is everything and that losers are often regarded as second-class citizens. It should not surprise us that the world system promotes and caters to the pride that is resident in human beings. The Apostle John confirms this in 1 John 2:15-17. Love not the world, neither the things that are in the world. If any man love the world, the love of the Father is not in him. For all that is in the world, the lust of the flesh, and the lust of the eyes, and the pride of life, is not of the Father, but is of the world. And the world passeth away, and the lust thereof. But he that doeth the will of God abideth forever. Very unfortunately, this same mindset is rampant in the church. In the so-called postmodern society, many Christians regard the following scenarios as indisputable marks of a successful ministry. Having a sanctuary filled with 1,000 or more persons at a weekend service, adding buildings so as to increase ministry facilities, sending choirs and ministers to minister in other assemblies and at special events, having a vibrant radio/television ministry, having a wide range of Christian education classes and ministry programs. Not many seem to consider the following characteristics as evidence of a successful ministry: the intimacy of people's knowledge of God and their love for Him, the ongoing radical transformation of the inner heart lives of believers, and the depth of their commitment to making their faith genuine and pure. The evidence of a radical, powerful love expressed by the members of the church toward their fellow believers. The intentional, deliberate, consistent practice of an incarnational approach to ministry. There is a disturbing tendency on the part of Christians to imitate those who have large congregations, popular television ministries, and feature in reality television shows.
It has become increasingly clear that pride preoccupies us with the endless labor of perfecting our outward, superficial presentation, our beauty, our wealth. We do so to the disregard of virtue, values, and character that are lasting. Does this sound familiar? 1 Samuel 16 verse 7 says, But the Lord said to Samuel, "Do not look at his appearance or his stature, because I have rejected him. Humans do not see what the Lord sees, for humans see what is visible, but the Lord sees the heart." Consider these verses today. Matthew 23 verse 27, 1 Peter 3 verses 3 and 4, Psalm 51 verse 6. Until tomorrow, think on these things.